Hello, I want to talk a little bit about hover construction and especially dual shotgun hovers. I made quite a lot of different hovers over my time playing Robocraft, and lately a lot of hovers with shotguns. Here is a few different hovers I did both with PSK and SMG, which is my favorite. This is the first dual shotgun I made. Slight, Very soon afterwards, I made another one and skipped the PSK and put some rails on instead because they tweaked the PSK so it did too little damage. One problem I run into with all those, however, was because of the weight of the shotguns, they became very unbalanced as soon as someone shot off the shotgun. So what I did differently on this one, my new shotgun hover, is to connect quite a lot of the hover blades to the shotguns themselves. The idea is that once a shotgun gets shot off, you will lose a lot of the lift on that side, and thus the hover will stay balanced. Before I had a problem of for all the lift you need for the shotgun, that once it got shot off, the hover would sit very heavy on the back, or rather the nose would lift up in the air because you had so much lift in the nose to counterweight the shotguns. So what I did here was, rather than try like earlier, like I tried to protect all the movement cubes as well as I could, I rather expose them in this one so that if I lost a shotgun, I would also actually lose the lifter. So you're gonna see later in this video when it takes damage that it actually stays not 100% balanced, but quite balanced. I mean, I lost a shotgun here, lost 3 hover blades per definition because they're actually connected to the shotgun itself. Well, 3 small hover blades can't really, is a little bit less than what it takes to lift a shotgun, because it's roughly 4 of the smallest hover blades to lift the weight of a shotgun, but it kind of keeps it balanced. If I lose both, I lose 6 hover blades, and that means the bot will actually stay balanced. All my previous dual shotgun hovers had the problem, as I mentioned earlier, with the nose starting to peak right up in the air and sitting very heavy on the ass. I also actually in the back connected a hover blade to the power. It's a power module inside because the weight of the power module is roughly 200 kilos, and I also count on some of the weight getting scaled off. If they're actually gonna kill the power module, they actually need to scale off some cubes to reach it. So I want to also lose a hover blade in the back if I lose the power module and some of the armor in the back. So the whole concept around this bot is different than my previous bots. It's roughly based on actually calculate a loss of movement parts when you take damage to stay very maneuverable and quite controlled movement even when heavily damaged. I don't think this was a very good, well, not a perfect battle from my perspective, and I made quite a lot of mistakes like that, for example. But I think I take some damage later on that actually shows really well how it handles when getting damaged. The snipers, of course, I changed from the PSK because the PSK nowadays do so little damage, so it's silly. And it's pretty much rails and shotgun seems to be a superior combination. I'm still kind of so aiming with the rails while moving fast. It also seems like there's actually a bit of well, it doesn't really land where you aim if you're moving fast. So here I'm looking for that disappeared shotgun, and it went quite well. He used a ghost module. The match itself is rather short, so it's 6 minutes I think. Like I said, I did several clumsy things, like running into that thing, for example. Shotguns, of course, are really strong. That also. My previous shotgun hovers had a rudder in the back for a bit more stability in the air. Like you saw, that I did a bit of a flip, I lost a bit of stability, but I had to ditch it because I simply didn't really have CPU for it. I have like 18 CPU left, and I haven't put on the last cubes because I'm afraid to screw with the weight distribution. It's really well distributed as it is. I think I decide to run here, or practice my really bad sniping skills. Yeah, kind of embarrassing, a bad aim at sniping there. So here I take quite heavy damage. You see that despite being at quite low percentage, I'm actually controlling movement quite well, taking some more damage there. So I'm down to actually one shotgun on one side. I lost all the hover blades on the right side, but since I lost all the weight, that's kind of how it should be, because that keeps the bot balanced. If I had a core like I constructed the earlier robots with hover blades, I would have a lot more weight on one side, but all the lift on both sides. And here I back off since it's too far away and I only have one sniper gun left. Again, a very little is left of the robot, and I still have quite decent control. So it's pretty much a shotgun and one row of hovers on the same side as the shotgun. So this is very different design approach. I also partly done the same thing with the thrusters. Not the one on the sides, but the one in the center. There's a few below the robots and a few above, right? So they actually connected to the same cube. So if I lose the upper one, it's quite likely that I lose the lower one as well. So that will make the forward thrusts from below and above quite equal. So we're ending the end of the game, I think. I don't remember if this was the last push or if there was one afterwards. So anyway, I wanted to show this because it's a very different design approach from my earlier robots. And I actually haven't seen that many that seems to have taken on that design. Like most robots actually go the traditional way of trying to protect the function cubes from damage, rather than lose them on purpose. Yeah, it was one push left, I think. So yeah, that was it. Thanks for watching and enjoy the little that is left of the game. Cheers.